set, Matt? Okay, let's call the meeting to order.
Small audience.
Matt, you can give us an update on the police
But
facility.
it's just things that normally wouldn't be heard.
Police
You got an idea?
And it's a problem,
Police
It's a big
facility
problem.
is
You
what
have
I
any
would
idea?
call is substantially complete.
other than what you probably already know.
The,
I'd rather hear complete.
Denies it.
there's still a few items out there, but we're doing punch list items at this
Who
point.
would
for the
have
most
known
part.
about
Yep.
the red line coming yesterday?
It, Brian was there today doing his final walkthrough, I believe, and so we're waiting for affidavits, but we are just about ready to rock and roll and go live. Some of the things that have been happening there is we started receiving furniture for the first floor. Police facility, build out is happening. That's going to be continuing and should be done before the open house is next Wednesday. We've been doing some cleaning. We've been going over punch list items, and we've been doing a lot of training on different systems. We've been very busy. My facilities team, we've been out doing the exterior work, and I have them doing some interior work, and we've started taking care of some of the MEC areas per our maintenance agreement. So big items that I have to do so we stay compliant is I need to line up top coat of asphalt, line striping, and planting, because I have a couple of months before that will become an issue. But as far as I'm aware, I believe all the affidavits should be done, or thereabouts, and we will be ready to rock and roll.
Have anything to add, Brian?
I'm very satisfied that the life safety issues at the building we're compliant, so I don't have any life safety issues. The generator was tested today and passed. There was a request from the electrical inspector to add an emergency shut-off switch to the outside of the generators. There's one inside the cabinet. He'd like one placed outside, so that we would consider a punch list item that would get done. So there's still probably 30, 60 days of punch list, which is kind of standard. We put together the punch list, they send it out to subcontractors, and then it's trying to get the subcontractors back to get the work done. I had punched out the main floor a couple weeks ago. I was there today to do a punch list on the second floor. And I'm as I said, I'm satisfied that all life safety is in place, meaning emergency lighting, fire alarms, battery backup on your emergency lighting. It's all working and in place. We are waiting for some final sign-offs for mechanical, plumbing, and I'm arranging an inspection from public health for the detention cells. They had tentatively told me Friday. They wanted to hear about my visit today to see if Friday can still happen. And there are a couple plumbing fixtures that still have to become operational. So I have to see when that is going to happen. We'd need them operational for that inspection, or they'll just fail you. So I want to make sure everything's working before they come out, but tentatively they're kind of on a Friday basis right now.
I had notified the general contractor that we were having some issues. Everything's electronic, and some of the push buttons for the penile fixtures are not activating flow. The plumber has been scheduled to come back out tomorrow, and they're also having I understand they have a call into the manufacturer of the penile fixtures and having, I believe, some spare parts sent. But hopefully they can adjust it and fix it tomorrow while they're on site. It's pretty basic stuff, but needs to be working 100%. We also did some training lessons today. For one of the requirements is cell checks and how we can prove that it's being done. And so the chiefs, myself, the IT department, and my deputy director, we went to a training on that so we could comply with any requests from the state to make sure we are doing that provision of their licensing.
Brian, did we get all of the Use the term certificates, but that may be the wrong word. Did we get all the sign-offs that we were supposed to get today?
The only one scheduled for today was the generator. We're still waiting for final sign-offs from mechanical and plumbing.
But weren't there some
Affidavits. from the
affidavits? Sorry,
MEPs.
that's the word I was looking for.
Once we get the final sign-offs, then our engineers are going to release the affidavits. But we can't release them until we get the manufacturer startup information. So, once you get the affidavit, it's basically our sign-off saying it's done. And until we get those pieces of paper, we're still holding the affidavits.
But the life safety issues, the two issues that we're aware of, are
Yes.
off the table.
Yes.
When would you anticipate occupancy? Occupancy permit, let's put it that way, not occupancy of the building.
Once we have those affidavits, we have our final inspections from our building department, and I'm sure that they'll be able to accomplish that, but they cannot proceed until they have the affidavits. So whenever, I'm not sure which affidavits are being held up, but as soon as that's turned over to the building department, I'm sure we'll be right on it, and as long as everything passes our final, we'll receive it very quickly.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else in the police facility matter, or should we move on?
Well, you have to do a couple of votes.
Well, let's do a couple of votes.
Change order 17 in the amount of $5,077.07, which is for Griffin to wire up the ejector pump and to install the holding tank alarm panel and piping. There was incorrect power available for the pump that was specified, so we had to have them install some additional wiring, and also the holding tank for the Sally Port had to have it's a DEP requirement to have a secondary alarm for the, it's a vaulted tank, so it had to have an external, so that was so with that, it brings over to payment application number 20, which should have it in there, and they are asking, we've done a lot of review and a lot of cutbacks, they were asking, a lot of people are asking for 100%, and we've trimmed that back because it's not. So we have a current payment application of $180,691.12.
Is this the one we talked about this morning?
No, sir. This is the construction application.
Similar amount, though.
It is.
Okay.
So I make a motion to approve construction application payment number 20 in the amount of $180,691.12.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's unanimous.
Okay. I also have procedural meeting minutes. We've been trying to get up to date with meeting minutes. The Sue Jacobson and Nancy have been doing a fantastic job. So I'd like to submit for approval meeting minutes from 5/7/2015, 4/25/2016, 7/25/2017, 10/17/2017.
Wait a minute, slow down.
I'm sorry.
7/25/17.
Yes. 10/17/17. 10/3/17. And 2/26/19.
I've seen all those.
Yeah, I have
Yep.
So I make a motion to accept the meeting minutes as,
Second.
to. Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's unanimous.
one other thing before we move on to the fire. We sent out a bunch of invites between the MEC and the Norfolk Police Station. We don't know exactly how many people are coming, but it appears there's going to be a significant turnout. It's a week from today.
Yep.
We are going to be having the chairman of the board of directors for the MEC having a speech. But it sounds like there's going to be a significant turnout. Do you feel that we should have some tables and chairs? We were thinking about doing something in the Sally Port in case, that way if there's drinks, if it spills in there, we take a hose afterwards. It's simple. I don't know. I was planning on doing coffee and donuts,
Yeah.
but I don't know if we should do, I was going to bring a podium over, and the library has a PA system. I was going to bring that over. Do you think we should lease chairs, rent chairs for the event? Do you think it's worth the funding? And I don't know what it would cost. I can't imagine it'd be a great amount, but I don't know if it added.
How long?
I would say no.
I would say no.
I would say no.
Okay, so after I end this, I'm going to order coffee and donuts, and that will be it, and we'll have the place spick and span, and probably end up needing a police detail down there for parking. Okay, that's all I have for that station.
Okay. Everything to add, one, Brian, or are we all set to move on to the fire?
No, I think he covered all the police MEC items that I had.
All right, let's move on to the fire station. We had that meeting 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
And we made some, well, we discussed some modifications. Looks like you've made them, so why don't you go over them?
The site plan that you have is the same site plan that was produced last time, so there's really no change in the site plan. Most of the comments that you had 2 weeks ago revolved around the floor plans. And the conclusion that I had at the end of that meeting was the size of the facility was going to remain constant to what we had before. We were going to try to make modifications within the footprint that was described. So this is the same 90-foot by 150-foot footprint. We still are only showing you a floor plan. We have not proposed any elevations on this yet, so we're going to have to determine what it looks like on the exterior and exterior finishes. I think the revisions that were looked at on the inside were the break room and the kitchen were combined as one space. The casework would define where the kitchen ends and the break room begins. The bunk rooms now have access to 3 individual toilet and showers. There were previously 4 toilets and showers, but we were able to take the lockers out of the bunk rooms and create locker areas at the ends of this quiet corridor. I call it quiet corridor outside the bunk rooms. At the top of the plan, it has 11 lockers, and at the bottom of the plan, we have 10 lockers, so the minimum requirement of 20 lockers was what we were asked to provide, so we're now at 21. The custodial closet has been relocated off of the training classroom, and it backs up to the plumbing chase that we have at the bathrooms. So we're trying to consolidate plumbing, trying to be more efficient in the design. The EMS coordinator is still there, but at the same dimension that we had previously. But what we've lost in this plan is the furniture storage room. There was a furniture storage room off the training classroom. To get the lockers, to get the custodial, which is a code requirement for custodial closet, we've had to sacrifice the furniture storage room. All the other office spaces and program functions are the same as what you saw at the last meeting, and the mezzanine is still proposed to go off of the apparatus bay.
May I?
Yes, absolutely.
I thought we were having a police office there.
Ask them,
This,
talk last time, it would be.
yeah, the medical
Medical
room.
room.
The medical room was seen as kind of an interview space. Could be used for interviewing, police use, medical, but it would all be off of the public lobby. It's labeled medical room, but it's really for the fire department's needs if there's a medical emergency, but also the police department's needs if there's an interview requirement.
Okay.
That's good, we consolidated.
This is 13,493.
Brian, it's tough to see on, by looking down on a plan. Can you tell me how big that room is? Because does it fit a stretcher, or does it fit a desk, or what does it fit?
I think it was about 10 by 13 as far as the space. It has a 3-foot door on it. The exit doors are 3 foot wide, so you can get passage through there.
Not knowing how big your stuff is and what you would need. Is that enough room for both of us to coexist?
I think when we talked that last meeting, I just made a note on this that potentially, I think we talked about it coming out a little bit more into the lobby.
Yeah, I thought so too.
A little bit bigger potentially.
Yeah,
So,
I thought we had to. And it's hard to tell because there's no 10 by 13.
Yeah.
but-
And again, this is schematic. This is trying to get you comfortable with whether the program needs of the fire department and the police department are satisfied in 90 by 150. We've been trying to be very efficient in everything we're doing to make this work.
Well, that's good. I appreciate all your efforts, both from your end and the fire department's end, but that cuts out over 4,000 square feet from the original plan, so that's very helpful. It still meets all your needs?
Yeah, I think just, we've all pretty much had a chance today. We just got this to take a look at it quickly. Very minor things that we kind of had questions on. I know we had talked about a potential bathroom coming in off the apparatus floor, potentially in that general storage area, to have something that the public, if we had an open house or if we had people visiting, could use in lieu of trying to go through the station. And then the other thing, I know the chief and I, we had talked about, or just questioned whether it was a requirement on the decon room to have an exterior door. If that was something we needed, or, I don't know, Brian, what your thoughts were on that.
We typically do put an exterior door because if you're coming back wanting to use that shower, then you'd have access right in from the exterior, not come in through the bay. So it's not a code requirement,
Okay.
but it's something that we typically do.
Because we were just looking at, potentially losing some space based on that door.
So if you had plumbing in that area, would you put the bathroom that you're talking about in there?
If there was space, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters where it is, other than, I don't know if you potentially want to, I think the bathroom would probably have to be enclosed if you want to put it into a decon area for the public coming in. That would be the only thing I would have concern with. And again, the only other note that we all made was the med/police room, which we are all fine with just potentially making that if we
Just
could, a
make-
little bit bigger.
making the lobby a little smaller.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think when we had talked, we
Yeah.
talked about the kiosk being out in the vestibule, so that the lobby really didn't need to be overly large.
Right.
I think that was discussed. I don't think I picked it up on this version.
What was the size of the administrative assistant room?
It's 13 on the short dimension.
Yeah.
Probably about 13 by 16.
I don't know what the needs are. Does it need to be that, as big as it looks compared
The
to?
reason why it's a little bit larger there is that's where the copy machine and
Yeah.
office equipment is still going to, it was planned on being located, so it would be a workstation plus office equipment.
I agree.
One other question I would have in the, it's called the custodian's closet. Did you really want it to open up into the training room? If you're training and then somebody comes in to clean, and is that where you want it to open up the door?
Yeah, no, I know we just had discussed that space, with regards to putting chairs and tables away at one point, but again, this,
To me,
not sure if the thoughts were a custodial room for.
Could be an interruption.
The station, sure, no, I agree.
I think I see if you wanted to remove the decon exterior door, I would think it might make sense to put something over in the training classroom. That way, if you have people coming in from out, you don't want them all go to the front if you're just going to be sitting there doing training.
Well, I think our thoughts on that was that, those two bathrooms, that are in that front area coming through, that they certainly could use those.
Yeah, so it's still the same quarter, I'm just thinking for ease of going into the,
Your parking's in back. Most of your parking is gonna be in back.
Right.
So wouldn't they come in through that entrance on the back?
I think if we had a classroom, I would assume that if people coming in from out of town would come in the front door.
Yeah.
That would be my assumption.
Even though they park in the back?
And I think my assumption again would be that they're parking on the right side.
Side.
of the
Right
road.
side, yeah.
If someone came in for a class.
Pete, why do you think you need a bathroom in the general storage area?
Mike, you want to talk?
Well, I just, you talk to other fire departments that have gone through this, the people that built the station, they said one thing they wish they had is a bathroom off the apparatus floor. We have the open houses and people come in and they use the bathroom, and for people that are getting older, it's nice when you're out doing the truck checks, you're doing stuff, and you get a call. You have to go to the bathroom real quick before you go on the call. So say you're out, checking the trucks, and, you have to go to the bathroom real quick to go on a call. You don't have to go all the way back in at the station. You really have a spot right there. And that's more feedback from other towns that have built stations that are on their wish list. They wish they have done that.
I mean, the two bathrooms are very close.
But that's fine. It was just, something for discussion.
Yeah, I know.
Just looking at the design, there's
Yeah.
no plumbing or anything over
Right.
that side, so I have no idea what the expense would be to put one in there, but with no plumbing, nothing to back it up to the side.
Right.
That sounds like it would be a very expensive bathroom.
Well, there's plumbing in the decon washing room.
Yeah, the decon washing room's got the sinks in there.
Yeah, that's the only plumbing in that,
Right.
that area. We are bringing water over to the bays, though, for supply.
Well, I'm satisfied with the basic
Yeah.
start, square footage and all that. And a little tweak here, a little tweak there, but
Is this part a balcony?
Call it a mezzanine.
Is that a mezzanine overhang?
Some mezzanine over the turnout gear lockers, all the way down to the
So from the
decon
bunks
wash-
to the left is a mezzanine?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
And that's where we'd be looking to put all our mechanicals, electricals,
yep.
water service.
Looks like a very efficient design,
Yep.
but we're not the judge. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, I think it satisfies what we've been trying to accomplish. I mean, obviously, it doesn't, set the stage for future growth and
Right.
down the road, but it certainly, I think from all our perspectives that we've looked at it, I think
You got a price on
we're
it?
satisfied
Yeah.
with it.
Now, another question, can we position this in a way so, 20 years down the road, we had to add another bay, we could do that?
If you see on the site plan, you have two setbacks indicated. One's your 30-foot green belt, and the other's 50-foot building setback. So your building is clearly within your setbacks. But we don't want to get into that 30-foot green belt setback. So you are limited somewhat in your left to right expansion. You have plenty of area in the rear.
What's that?
You have plenty of area in the rear.
Okay.
I think in the conversations that I've had with the fire department is, it was an apparatus that they were seeing expanding. They could address that better, but I think this was meeting what they saw as their current and future needs for apparatus.
You agree with that, Pete?
Yep.
Okay, that's good.
Todd, you got any questions?
I don't.
Me either.
Any questions, Matt?
you said before that we had to come up with an exterior layout, so then you can work on the interior. So what do you perceive, what would the questions be, and what would the plan go about that?
I think if this wants to go forward, there has to be an understanding, obviously, of the entire budget. And that's what we had handed out before. And I know that you made some adjustments to soft costs. The hard costs are still representing what I'm showing you here for hard costs, that being construction, site work. You need to determine what you feel comfortable with for contingency. But if it all looks like you want to proceed, then as far as we're concerned, we'd like to have a conversation with you as far as what our contract would be moving forward. We think that conversation would be favorable to you, so it's not something that we want to slow the process down. But we have to be understanding of work that's been done up to this point, and then work you want us to do going forward. That would then include our tasks for putting this into design development, construction documents, bidding, and construction administration. So we're willing to start that process and get you this facility bid in about 12 to 16 weeks.
So we have to get accurate pricing on this first.
If you want to go out for a professional cost estimate, then they only have so much information here.
Right.
Professional cost estimate would still probably, they'd want to know what's the exterior looking like.
Okay.
What are the materials? How are you going to construct it? So I don't think this is ready yet. This is ready for a site estimate. This is ready for a floor plan, but it's not really ready for any complete professional estimate yet.
Well, we need that next step.
That would be part of the next step.
And how long will that take?
Probably only a couple weeks.
Okay. And then we could get a full cost estimate.
Mhm.
All right.
Next step. Yeah.
So we need in the meeting, say within 2 weeks or so, and you can present us some different options.
Yes, I think in that 2-week period, I'd like to have a conversation with either Todd or Jim or somebody to talk about our responsibilities going forward and what you expect of us, what those contract terms would be. And then we'd also be showing you what the exterior elevation would look like for a facility 150 feet long by 90.
Okay. When do you want to have that? Sooner the better. Available anytime. When can we do it?
I have until 3 o'clock today, or we could even do it by telephone.
I have until 4 o'clock today.
Okay.
You got time?
Till 3:30.
We have time.
All right. So, anything else? Good, we're moving forward here.
We are.
Next meeting.
Up to Brian.
Going to be away for a little bit in April.
When are you away,
Golf
George?
clubs? Well, not the golf clubs. What's that?
When are you away again?
I'm leaving like the 9th, I'll be home like the 21st. Well, I could probably actually meet on the 9th, I'm leaving late at night.
1 o'clock on April 3rd, which was
You'll
a
be ready?
Wednesday.
You can be ready?
Mhm.
Okay.
So
We
we
said
should,
2 to 3 weeks, so we were pushing it out to the 9th, because that was more like 3 weeks.
Well, I'm on vacation the week of April 8th, so
Oh, well,
I'd
that
like to
makes
get
that
it
easy.
done
Okay, so we said
April 3rd, 1 o'clock?
3rd?
1 o'clock.
Yeah,
Sure.
okay by me. Good. Let's keep this project moving forward.
Amen.
April 3rd, 1 o'clock.
April 3rd, 1 o'clock.
Put a meeting minute, put a public, my government meeting in to
Posted.
Yep.
Good by me.
All right, anything else before we adjourn?
Well,
Well, sir.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Way to move it, George.
Yeah.
Aye.
So moved.
All right, so
Aye.
moved. All right, we are
Good,
adjourned.
progress.